Okay, good morning everyone. Today is May 7. And our agenda for today is the opening of bids, financial component for one civil works project, private conference for 6 civil works projects, and private conference for 1 consulting services project. But before we start, may you all stand for a short prayer to be led by Chair Bernard. Chair.
Good morning everyone, and good morning Vice Chair. Before I say the prayer, allow me first to read a message from the book of 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 8. And it says, "You love him even though you have never seen him. Though you do not see him now, you trust him, and you rejoice with a glorious, inexpressible joy." This is the message of the Lord. So let's bow our heads as we humble ourselves upon the presence of the Lord. Heavenly Father, we come before you today as we begin this procurement activity. We ask for your guidance, wisdom, and discernment in every decision that will be made. Help us to act with honesty, fairness, and integrity, ensuring that this process is transparent and beneficial to the people we serve. Grant us clarity of mind as we evaluate proposals and discuss options. Remove any bias or personal interest and allow us to focus on what is right, lawful, and in the best interest of our organization and community. May this procurement process be conducted with professionalism, accountability, and respect for all participants. Bless the work of our hands and guide us toward decisions that promote efficiency, stewardship of resources, and the common good. All this we ask in the holy name of our Father, the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Yeah, thank you, Sir Bernard. To begin with, may we ask our back secretariat, Engineer Jude Kamayang, to please check the attendance for the determination of a vote.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Good morning to everybody. For the members of Beach and Watch Committee, we have Sir Armando N. Capagawan, our Vice Chairman, Sir Bernard Calabasaro, Sir Elvin Escobar, Ma'am Cesar Santos. As to the attendance of the Beach and Watch Committee, there exists a quorum.
Okay, considering that there is a quorum, I now call this activity to order. Sergeant, please continue taking the attendance of the other members of the BAC and for our prospective leaders.
Thank you again, Mr. Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, Mr. Chair. For the members of the technical working group, secretary and observers, we have Sir Edwin Iganano, Sir Harold Alvarez, Sir David Hidalgo. For the members of Box Secretariat, we have Ma'am Cristel C. Lemo, Ma'am Solomon Calima, Ma'am Joyce Laksa. Yours truly. We also acknowledge the presence of one of our video, the persons of we have one. We have Ma'am Melanie P. Bonifacio from WPD, WP Navarro Construction. Secretary and Corporation. We also acknowledge the presence of the representative of COA. They are viewing the proceeding online. That's what Mr. Chair. Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay, thank you, Sir Jun. So we now proceed with the opening of each financial component for contract ID number 25B00106. But before we proceed, for the opening of the financial component of WP Navarro Construction and Supplies Corporation Limited, let me just state for the record that during the preliminary examination of the technical component of the PIP of WP Navarro last April 7, 2026, the bank observed that the submitted organizational chart was unsigned. The bank then declared WP Navarro as disqualified due to non-compliance with the requirements. On April 13, 2026, the bank received a motion for reconsideration from WP Navarro. After the careful evaluation and deliberation, the bank finds that the organizational chart was present in the bid and that the absence of a signature on that specific page does not constitute material deviation or a patently insufficient submission, hence granting the request of WP Navarro. So now we declare WP Navarro Construction and Supplies Corporation Limited pass the requirements as per checklist of the technical component. May we now request the Bank Secretariat to conduct an eligibility or screening through CWD application. Okay. So I have been here the contract profile for the technical for the Livestream of WB Navarro Construction. For its legal aspects, we have here the payers permit valid until December 31, 2026. We have the DTI, check, TDA, which expires on June 10, 2074. BIR tax clearance certificate, valid until July 2, 2026. Field job registration, valid until March 16, 2027. For its technical and financial aspects, we have the pickup license, valid until December 2, 2026. Pickup registration, valid until December 2, 2027. We have the work experience, SLCC, and also the NFCC. So we see here that the technical and financial aspect of WB Navarro is eligible. Okay, we now proceed with the opening of its financial proposal. So we have only one prospective loan bidder for contract ID number 25B00106. It is Convergence and Special Support Program, CSSP, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating gaps, SIPAG, Major Strategic Public Buildings, Facilities, Construction of Multipurpose Building, Cagayan State University, CSU, Lal-lo campus. So I will read the financial proposal of WB Navarro Construction and Supplies Corporation Limited for contract ID number 25B00106. Time check is 10:33 a.m.
I have now with me the original financial proposal of WB Navarro Construction Supplies Company Limited for contract ID number 25B00106, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Project, Alleviating gaps, Major Strategic Public Building Facilities, Construction of Multiple-Purpose Building, Cagayan State University, Lal-lo campus. Inform, check, sign and sign, duly sign. Check, sign. Check, sign. Check.
Kindly please read the amount of this bid.
So the bid amount offered of WD Navarro Construction and Supplies Company Limited is 4,794,892 pesos and 84 centavos. I repeat, the amount offered is 4,794,892 pesos and 84 centavos. No discount offered, the Vice Chair.
Okay, thank you, Sir Bernard. So that's the bit of WP, Navarro Construction and Supplies Committee. So, ma'am, thank you for the presence. Okay, we now proceed to the private conference of 6 civil works projects with the contract ID number 25B0132 Real, 26B001 Real, 26B004 Real, 26B007 Real, and the two is 26B008 and 26B0010. So may we ask Engineer Lal-lo to discuss the details of these projects.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Good morning, everyone. For the first project, contract ID number 25B00132 Real, project name Convergence and Special Support Program, Construction, Rehabilitation of Water Supply, Septage and Sewerage, Rainwater Collector System, 30 schools in Nueva, Vizcaya. The location of the rainwater projects are in Ambagyo, Bayungo, Villaverde, Solano, Bagabag, and Bambang, Nueva, Vizcaya. Implementing Office, DPWH Regional Office 2. Funding source, FY 2025 GAA. ADC of the project is 9,508,515 pesos. So the brief project description involved installation of 40 units of stainless steel water tank with capacity for 1,597 liters per tank. So the location of the project is as shown in the slide, and with data sheets on the bidding documents involving 30 school locations. So the scope of works for this project involve other general requirements, earthworks, plain and reinforced concrete works, finishing and other civil works, mechanical works, and mechanical works. So for the contract duration, we have 92 calendar days. For the eligibility requirements, pickup license, size range of at least small B. For the SNCC, bidders should have completed a contract on major category of works with construction cost of at least 50% of the ABC of the contract to be bid, which is equivalent to 4,754,257 pesos and 50 centavos. No, contractors under small B categories without similar experience on the contract to be bid may be allowed to bid if the cost of such contract is not more than the allowable rates of contract cost of their registration based on the guidelines as prescribed by the PICA. Section 52.4.2.4. Nevertheless, it must still comply with the other eligibility requirements. For the eligibility requirements, major category 4, WSL1 or Water Supply Level 1, construction of shallow wells, rainwater collectors. For the similar categories of work, please refer to the bid data sheets or the bidding documents or as shown in the slide. For the project requirements, work experience requirements for the key personnel, 1 project manager, 1 project engineer, 1 materials engineer, and should be accredited materials engineer 1 quantity engineer or surveyor, 1 foreman, and 1 safety officer which is accredited by the DOLE. For the minimum major equipment requirements, please refer to the slides or from the bid data sheets of the bidding documents. That's all, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sir Jim. For this first project, this contract ID number 25B00132. This is the Rainwater collector system. 30 schools in Nueva. So any question for this first project?
Sir.
Sir Jim, may pang ito, merong di ba cluster ito?
Yes, sir. Cluster 30 schools.
May field count ba yung mga nagbabantay sa project na yan? Kasi ilang 30 na school?
30 schools. Not included, Mr. Bashir. Based from the scope of works. We have to check the program work, but for the scope of works, other general requirements, not included.
Just a matter of managing the time, scheduling the
So it's 30 school building or Nueva Vizcaya, province of Nueva Vizcaya.
That's correct, Mr. Bashir.
So kung wala na pagtanong dito sa first project, we will now proceed with the second contract. Sir, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. For the second project, contract ID number 26B00001 Rehab. Project name 001 ensure safe and reliable National Road System Bridge Program. Replacement of permanent weak bridges established Bridge 1 along Cagayan-Apayao Road. The location of the project is in Tuao, Cagayan. Implementing Office, DPWH Regional Office 2. Funding source, FY 2026 GAA. Approved budget for the contract is 47,285,000. Brief description of the project is construction of board pipes, 1.6 meter and 2.4 meter diameter. Construction of the steel railway and embankment works. For the scope of works, other general requirements, earthworks, bridge construction. For the contract duration, the contract duration of the project is 256 calendar days. For the eligibility requirements, required pickup license, size range of at least medium A. And for the LCC, bidders should have completed a contract on major category of works with construction cost of at least 50% of the ABC of the contract to be bid, which is equivalent to 24,642,500. For the major category of work, BCCCP, bridges, construction, concrete, superstructure with cast-in-place piles. For similar categories of work, BRTCCP, bridges, retrofitting concrete, superstructure with cast-in-place piles. For the project requirements, work experience requirements for the key personnel, 1 project manager, 1 project engineer, must be at least a provisional project engineer, for contract costing not more than 100 million with an aggregate cost of 500 million as per section 3 of DO 148 series of 2024. 1 materials engineer should be an accredited materials engineer 1 quantity engineer, surveyor, 1 foreman, 1 safety officer, this is accredited by DOLE, and 1 pollution control officer, with certificate of training issued by an ENB recognized organization. For the minimum major equipment requirement, please refer to the bid data sheet of the bidding documents as shown in the slides. That's all again, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sir Edwin. For this second contract, 26B001, Itawes Bridge number 1. So, any question for this contract, the second contract? Okay, being none, we now proceed to the third contract, 26B004. Okay, Sir Edwin.
Thank you again, Mr. Vice Chair. For the third project, contract ID number 26B00004, project name is 001, ensure safe and reliable national road system, network development program, construction of bypass and diversion roads, Tuguegarao-Solana diversion road, Tuguegarao-Solana bridge, Tuguegarao City, Cagayan, Station 849.513 to Station 2 plus 515.463. Location is in Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. Implementing Office, DPWH Regional Office 2. Funding Source, FY 2026 GAA. ABC for the project is 89,262,500 pesos. Brief project description include pier construction of Pier 31 to 33, concreting of 2 board piles, length equals 40 meter per pile, the tie beams, columns, and installation of rebars outcapping. Pier 34 to 35, concreting of the 2 board piles with length 33 meter per pile and 2 columns. For construction of Pier 36, concreting of 2 board piles with length 33 meter per pile and 1 column. For the scope of works, we have other general requirements, bridge construction. For the contract duration, we have 275 calendar days. For the eligibility requirements, required pickup license, size raise of at least medium A. Is LCC for this contract. Bidders should have completed a contract on major category of works with a construction cost of at least 50% of the ABC of the contract to be bid, which is equivalent to 44,631,250 pesos. Major category of work, BCCCP, bridges, construction, concrete, superstructure with cast in place piles. Similar categories of work, BRTCCP, bridges, retrofitting, concrete, superstructure with cast in place piles. For the project requirements, work experience for the key personnel, 1 project manager, 1 project engineer, 1 materials engineer 1, 1 quantity engineer or surveyor, 1 foreman, 1 safety officer accredited by DOLE, and 1 pollution control officer with certificate of training issued by ENB recognized organization. For the minimum major equipment requirement, please refer to the bid data sheet of the bid documents or as shown in the slide. That's all again, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Edwin. For this third contract, 26B004, the construction of bypass and diversion road to Tuguegarao City, Solana diversion road. Any question? So, being none, we now proceed to the fourth contract, 26B007. Okay, Edwin, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. For the next project, contract ID number 26B00007, re-advertise. Project name 001, ensure safe and reliable national road system. System, Network Development Program, Construction of Bypass and Diversion Roads, Tuguegarao-Solana Diversion Road, Tuguegarao-Solana Bridge, Tuguegarao City Cagayan, Station 849.513 with Station 2 plus 515.463. Location of the project is in Tuguegarao City Cagayan. Implementing Office, DPWH Regional Office 2. Funding source of 2026 GAA, ABC 47,285,000. For the brief description of the project, includes construction of Pier 30, concreting of tie-beam, column, and installation of rebars at coping. Pier 38 to 42, concreting of 2 board piles, length 33 meter per pile, and 2 columns. Pier 43, concreting of 2 board piles, 33 meter per pile, and installation of rebars at 2 columns. Pier 44, concreting of 2 board piles with length 33 meter per pile. Pier 45, concreting of 1 board pile, length 33 meter per pile. For the scope of works, we have other general requirements and bridge construction. And for the contract duration, we have 222 calendar days. For the eligibility requirements, required pickup license, size range of what is medium A, SLCC. Bidders should have completed a contract on major category of works with a construction cost of at least 50% of the ADC of the contract to be bid, which is equivalent to 43,642,500 pesos. Major category of work, BCCCP, bridges, construction, concrete superstructure with cast-in-place piles. Similar categories of work, BRT, CCP, bridges, retrofitting concrete superstructure with cast-in-place piles. For the work experience requirements of key personnel, 1 project manager, 1 project engineer, 1 materials engineer 1, quantity engineer or surveyor, 1 foreman, 1 safety officer accredited by DOLE, and 1 pollution control officer with certificate of training issued by an ENB recognized organization. For the minimum major equipment requirements, please refer to the bid data sheet of the bidding documents or as shown in the slide. That's all again, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Edwin. Any question for this for contract 26B007? Okay, tanong ko lang, Sir Edwin, what is the difference between the two contract 26B004 and 26B07? When you have the same name title, the same stationing, only the amount?
The scope of work, sir, only the scope of works, yung iba. So, mostly on piers. So, ito, board pile, pag natapos na hanggang sa panel, continuation yung isa. So, yung mga piers, additional piers lang yung iba. Nagkakaiba lang yung mga location ng mga piers. So, kagaya ng 0004, Pier 34 to 35 yung concentration ng board piles, yung kwan naman 38 to 42. So, 44. Yung stationing limit, almost the same kasi yung scope of kwan naman, nandito yung collection.
Within the limit. Okay. So, any other question for this contract 26B007? Okay, being done, we can now proceed to the 5th contract, 26B008, construction of bypass and diversion road, Ilagan City Bypass Road, Barangay Alibago, Sabela section. So, Sir Edwin, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. For the next project, contract ID number 26B00008, project name 001, ensure safe and reliable national road system Network Development Program, construction of bypass and diversion roads, Ilagan City Bypass Road, Barangay Alibago Section, Station 1 plus 021 to Station 3 plus 520 Isabela. Location of the project is City of Ilagan, Isabela. Implementing Office, DPWH Regional Office 2. Funding source, FY 2026 GAA. ABC for the project is 131,543,010 pesos. Brief project description, road concreting, paving of shoulder, curb gutter, and line canal. For the scope of works, involve other general requirements, earthworks, sub-base and base course, surface courses, bridge construction. I will check this bridge construction. Maybe ito yung mga retaining walls siguro. Drainage and slope protection structures and miscellaneous structures. For the contract duration, 228 calendar days. For the eligibility requirements, required pickup license, size range of at least medium A. For the LCC, bidders should have completed a contract on major category of course with construction cost of at least 50% of the ABC of the contract. Which is equivalent to 65,771,505 pesos. Major category of work, RCP, roads, construction, PCCP. For the similar categories of work, RRP, roads, rehabilitation, PCCP, RCPP, roads, construction, tunnel, PCCP. For the work experience requirements for the key personnel, 1 project manager, 1 project engineer, 1 materials engineer accredited as materials engineer 1, 1 public engineer surveyor, 1 foreman, 1 safety officer accredited by DOLE, and 1 pollution control officer with certificate of training issued by EMB recognized organization. For the minimum major equipment requirement, please refer to the big data sheet of the bidding documents or as shown in the present slide. That's all again, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sir Edwin. For this fifth contract, 26 any question for this contract? Okay, we now proceed to the last contract for the last contract of the civil works project. That is contract ID number 26P0010. Sir Edwin, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. For the next contract, contract ID number 26B00010. Project name 001, ensure safe and reliable national road system, network development program, construction of bypass and diversion roads, Cagayan City Northeast Alternate Road, Alicao Bridge, Station 0 plus 687.16 to Station 1 plus 228.16, City of Cagayan, Isabela. The location of the project is in Cagayan City, Isabela. Implementing Office, DPWH Regional Office 2. Funding source, FY 2026 GAA. ABC for the project is 487,981,200 pesos. For the scope of work, construction of abutment A, slope protection at abutment A, abutment B, slope protection at abutment B, construction of Pier 1 to Pier 4, Pier 5, Pier 6 to 7, so completing, so partial construction for Pier 8 to Pier 11. Installation of 3 to 4 span continuous 45 meter per span steel plate builders, so meron na tayo sa first structure. And then installation of rebars of deck slab. and sidewalk from span 1 to span 4, concreting of the slab from 1 to L/4 of span 4, and installation of 25 spans of steel frameway and 4 units of steel platform. So, scope of works as per Supplemental Bulletin Number 1, facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, sub-base and base works, bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, installation of geotextiles for the slope protection works. For the contract duration, we have 510 calendar days. For the eligibility requirements, required pickup license, size range of large B. For LCC, bidders should have completed a contract on major category of works with a construction cost of at least 50% of the ABC of the contract to be bid, which is equivalent to 243,990,600 pesos. Major category of work, BCCCP, bridges, construction, concrete, superstructure with cast-in-place piles. Similar categories of work, BRTCCP, bridges, retrofitting concrete, superstructure with cast-in-place piles. For the project requirements, work experience requirements for the key personnel, 1 project manager, 1 project engineer, must be a project engineer 2. 10 contracts located within the same region for simultaneous assignments, but with an aggregate cost of 1.5 billion as per Section 3 of the 148 series of 2024. For the materials engineer should be an accredited materials engineer 2, 1 quantity engineer or surveyor, 1 foreman, 1 safety officer accredited by DOE, and 1 pollution control officer with certificate of training issued by an EMB recognized organization. For the minimum major equipment requirement as per Supplemental Bulletin Number 1, please refer to the bid data sheets of the bidding documents or as shown in the present slides. That's all again, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sir Edwin, for this last contract, 26B0010. Any question, Sir Edwin?
Mr. Vice Chair, we wish to acknowledge the presence of one of our prospective bidder in the recent projects mentioned, in the person of Mr. Marshall Panyo of Hazel Construction. He is viewing the proceeding online. We also acknowledge the presence of Ma'am Wilmina Ciaro, Ma'am Adelis Castillo, and Ma'am Mia Zandra Lego. That's all, Mr. Chair. Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Sir Edwin. For this last contract, 26B0010, any question? So, if there is no question, we proceed now to the credit conference for one consulting services project, that is contract ID number 26CS-B001, consulting services for the conduct of the environmental impact assessment, EIA, and preparation of the environmental impact statement, EIS, in support of the issuance of environmental compliance certificate, ECC, for the construction of Ramon Cordon Jetty bypass road. So, Sir Edwin?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. For this project, contract ID number 26CS-B001, project name, consulting services for the conduct of the environmental impact assessment, or EIA, and preparation of the environmental impact statement, or EIS, in support of the issuance of environmental compliance certificate, ECC, for the construction of Ramon Cordon Jetty bypass. The location of the project is in Ramon and Cordon, Isabela, and Jadin, Nueva, Vizcaya. Implementing office is DPWH Regional Office 2. Funding source FY 2026 GAA. The ABC is 5 million inclusive of 5% contingency. Contract duration within 3 months upon receipt of the notice to proceed. For the objectives, conduct a complete environmental impact assessment in accordance with DNR ELB requirements. Prepare a complete and compliant social environmental impact statement and all supporting documents. Facilitate all stakeholders' engagements, technical review, hearings, and submissions required by the EIA process. Assist the agency in the preparation and submission of the ECC application package to ELB. That's all, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you.
Okay, for this contracting services project, any question? Sergio?
Mr. Vice Chair, we also acknowledge the presence of one of our prospective service consultant, the person of Ms. Julian from representing LGN Management Consulting. That's what this is doing. She's doing the procedure online.
Okay, thank you, Sergio. For this contract, the consulting services, any question? So, being none, and we are now done with the presentation of the details of the private contracts of the 6 civil works projects and 1 consulting services project. We now proceed to the presentation of the requirements of bidding documents. Documents to be submitted by the bidders, criteria and procedure for the eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award to be presented by Engineer Harold Alvarez. So, proceed now, Sir Harold.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Good morning, everyone. For the technical and financial requirements, the contents of the first envelope, which is the technical proposal, shall contain the following technical documents, including the eligibility documents. A is the field jet certificate of registration, platinum membership, in accordance with Section 20 of the IRR. B is the pickup license and registration in case of joint venture. C is the statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. This statement of the bidders SLCC. E is the NFCC computation in accordance with ITV Clause 5.6. F is the joint venture agreement, if applicable. G is the bid security in the prescribed form and amount in accordance with ITV Clause 16 and validity period under ITV Clause 15. For continuation, letter H is the project requirements, which shall include the following, which is the organizational chart, list of contractors' personnel, list of contractors' major equipment, omnibus sworn statement, sworn affidavit of the bidder that is not related to the whole members of the BAC, the TWG, the BAC Secretariat, the head of client user unit, by consanguinity and or affinity up to the 3rd civil degree, including disclosure of beneficial ownership, stated in Section 81.1 of the RA 12009. Another is the latest General Information Sheet, GIS, for corporations or partnerships. ISO certification, applicable for infrastructure projects with an approved budget for the contract for ABC of 30 million pesos and above. For the registration in the DPWH Civil Works Application or the CWA, if the bidder is not enrolled in the CWA, The bidder must submit its Class A and Class B documents, excluding the 5 Class A documents covered by the PhilJEP's registration certificate. If the bidder is enrolled in the CWA, update the pertinent documents in the CWA through the contract profile application in the DPWH websites www.dpwh.gov.ph. For the bid security, the bidder at its option shall submit the bid security in the form and amount as stated in the bid data sheet, which may include the following. Form of bid security: A is the cash or cashiers of manager's check issued by a bank. Amount of bid security is 2% of the ABC. B is the bank draft guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a bank, provided, however, that it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a local bank if issued by a foreign bank. The amount of bid security is 5% of the ABC. C is the surety bond callable on demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security. The amount of bid security is 5% of the ABC. And D is the bid securing the declaration. The amount of bid security is percentage not applicable. For the contents of the second envelope, which is the financial proposal, shall contain the following. A is the financial bid form, which includes the bid prices, bill of quantities in accordance with ITB clauses 13.1. C is the duly accomplished detailed estimates form, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid. And lastly is the D, cash flow by quarter. For the bid evaluation and cost qualification shall be conducted in accordance with RA 12009 and its implementing rules and regulations and other relevant department orders or policies. The evaluation and award criteria shall be lowest calculated bid, LCB, and lowest calculated responsive bid, or LCRB, respectively. The deadline for submission of clarification shall be 10 days, 10 calendar days before submission of bids. Supplemental bid bulletins, if any, shall be posted in PhilJEP's and DPWH websites. The deadline for submission of bids is on May 19, 2026 until 10 a.m. For the manual submission in the Procurement Conference Room, 4th floor, DPWH Regional Office 2, Extension Building 2, Regional Government Center, Tarixor, Tuguegarao-City, Cagayan. For the electronic submission, in the electronic bids _R2 at dpwh.gov.ph. For the number of copy of bid proposal is 1 original copy, sealed in an envelope. The date and place of opening of bid is on May 19, 2026, after the deadline of receipt of bids in the Procurement Conference Room, 4th floor, DPWH Regional Office 2, Extension Building 2, Regional Government Center, Tarixor, Tuguegarao-City, Cagayan. The bidding documents and plan will be downloaded from the modernized PhilJEP's and DPWH websites. That's all, Vice Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Harold. For the consulting services project, may we ask Engineer Mia Sandra Lemo to present the requirements. Sir Mia.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning, everyone. For the technical and financial requirements, for the technical proposal for the first envelope, it shall contain the following. For TPF1, we have the technical proposal submission form, PhilJEP certificate of registration, platinum membership, and the bid security. For the TPF2, It's the consultant's reference illustrating the relevance experience of the consultant, completed and ongoing contracts including its partner. DPF3, comments and suggestion on the terms of reference on the data, services and facilities. DPF4, description of the methodology and work plan for performing the project. DPF5, organizational chart, team composition and tasks. For the DPF6, we have the curriculum vitae for the proposed professional staff. DPF7, time scheduled for professional personnel. DPF8, activity work schedule and the omnibus work statement. For the bid security, the bidder at its auction shall submit a bid security in the form and amount as stated in the bid data sheet, which may include the following: cash or cashier's or manager's check issued by a bank, which is equivalent to 2% of the ABC, or bank draft or guarantee, irrevocable letter of credit issued by a bank, provided, however, that it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a local bank if issued by a foreign bank, which is equivalent to 5% of the ABC. Or surety callable on demand, surety bond callable on demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security equivalent to 5% of ABC, or in the form of bid security declaration. For the financial proposal or the second envelope, it shall contain the following: financial proposal submission form, summary of cost, breakdown of price per activity, breakdown of remuneration per activity, reimbursables per activity, and miscellaneous expenses. The bid evaluation shall be conducted in accordance with the Republic Act 12009 and its implementing rules and regulations, and Department Order Number 64, Series of 2025, the criteria and scoring system for shortlisting and technical evaluation of bids for locally funded consulting services projects. The evaluation procedure is quality cost-based evaluation. The numerical weight and the minimum required technical score for each criterion are as follows: for the experience of the firm, equivalent to 10 points; qualification of proposed key personnel, equivalent to 80 points, which consists of 30 points education, training, and publication, and 50 points experience of key personnel. For the methodology, it is equivalent to 10 points, with 8 points clarity, feasibility, innovativeness, and comprehensiveness of the plan, and 2 points for quality of interpretation of project problems, risks, and suggested solutions. For the bid evaluation, the minimum technical score required to pass is 80 points. The weight of technical and financial components are 65% for technical and 35% for financial. Total score is equal to 0.65 of the technical score and 0.35 of the financial score. Post-qualification shall be conducted in accordance with the Republic Act 12009 and its implementing rules and regulations and other relevant department orders or policies. For the reminders, the deadline for submission of clarification must be 10 days before submission of bids. Supplemental or bid bulletins, if any, shall be posted in the field jobs and DPWH websites. For the deadline for submission of bids is on May 9, 2026 until 10 a.m. For manual submission, it must be submitted at Procurement Conference Room, 4th floor, DPWH Regional Office 2, Extension Building 2, Regional Government Center, Carrick-Sur, Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. The number of copies of bid proposal is 1 original and 2 copies for the first and second components of its bid and its soft copy in PDF format, to be stored in any electronic device such as flash drive or CD or DVD-ROM, to be submitted along with the hard copies of the first and second components. The date and place of opening of bids is on May 19, 2026, after the deadline of submission of and receipt of bids for the technical proposal, and May 26, 2026 for the financial proposal. At the Procurement Conference Room, 4th floor, DPWH, Regional Office 2, Extension Building 2, Regional Government Center, Carricksur, Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. Please take note that the bidding documents may be downloaded from the modernized billboards and the DPWH websites. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chef Mamiya. Okay, since we're done with our agenda, the opening of bids, the financial component for one civil work project, and the private conference of 6 civil works projects, and 1 consulting services project. There are no matters to discuss. Okay, any motion for adjournment?
Mr. Vice Chair, I move that the opening of bids, financial component for 1 civil works projects, private conference for 6 civil works projects, and 1 consulting services be adjourned.
Okay, since there is a motion and it's duly seconded, I now declare this procurement activity adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and God bless us all.